Welcome back everyone to Life at the Nut House. I'm Cynthia and today is a beautiful day. It's warm and sunny and the flowers are blooming. The garden is growing. It's a beautiful day to be sitting on the back porch drinking a glass of tea, but we're not going to do that right now. We'll do that this evening. We're going to go inside and make some bread. Now, I have an interesting fact for you about bread. It contains human hair. Now, if that's not sick, I don't know what is. So, it says L-cysteine is a dough conditioner that can be derived from human hair, duck feathers, pig bristles, and hooves. It's used in store-bought breads to improve texture and extend shelf life. When derived from human hair, it's collected from barbershops, beauty salons in China and shipped to us. No, we're going to make our own, and I want to show you just how easy it is. We're going to start with some water and a half a stick of butter. Now, I use milk sometimes. I use water and milk powder sometimes. It's totally up to you, whatever you have. We're going to do a half a stick of butter and 1 1/4 cups of water. I'm going to get this in the microwave so it doesn't have to be warm. You can also use 1 1/4 cups of milk, or 1 cup of milk, 1/4 water. I mean, you can do whatever variation you want, but today I'm going to do water, and I'm going to put a tablespoon of honey in the water so it can heat up in the microwave with the water and butter. You can also use a tablespoon of maple syrup or just plain sugar, whatever sweetener you can put in there that will help feed the yeast. So I'm doing honey, 1 tablespoon. Well, no, it's 2 tablespoons. I'm sorry, 2 tablespoons of honey or 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of milk powder. Remember, if you don't have milk powder, you can just use milk. But I have it, so we're going to use 2 tablespoons. And we're going to add our water, butter, and honey mixture. And I get it pretty hot to melt that butter, but it really doesn't kill the yeast because the flour goes in first. Anyway, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt to this as well. Now, this amount of salt is adjustable, so if it tastes too salty to you, then you could go ahead and do 1 1/2 teaspoons or 1 teaspoon. So don't let that stop you from trying the bread, especially, if you're using salted butter, then you might want to decrease it some. I also wanted to say you do not have to use a bread machine. You can do this by hand. You can do this in a stand mixer. It's just the bread machine has a heating element, so when I'm making the dough, it keeps it at the temperature that is needed to rise. Now, if you have a really warm, home, then it'll rise just as well. Sometimes though, like during the winter time, it might be cool and it takes longer, so this just takes the guesswork out of it, and I only paid $10 for it at a thrift store, so it's not like I paid a lot. So we're gonna start with 3 cups of flour. We could go up to 3 1/2 cups, but I like to start on the lower end, just because you never know if the flour and the humidity and all the factors that go into bread making, you never know if you need a little more or a little less. So I always start about 3 cups, and then I'm going to put in some yeast. Now, this is instant yeast. You can also buy a packet of yeast. It's 2¼ teaspoons if you buy the bulk like I do. I use it a lot, so it's more economical to buy the huge package from Sam's Club than it is the little packets. So I'm going to let you see what it looks like in the bread machine as it mixes and kneads together. You'll notice that I will need more flour, but I'll show you that when we get to that point. Okay, so you'll notice that the dough is sticking to the sides and it's a little too wet. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some more flour into it so that it'll start pulling away. Now, I don't want to add too much because I don't want a dough that is dense and hard. So I'm going to just do a little at a time until it pulls away around the sides. So this is my bread pan, and it makes like a loaf of bread that's square and standard. Now, you don't have to do that. You can use, your 9x5 or whatever the regular is. But to me, it's worth an investment in a good bread pan that I use over and over and over. So we're going to get the bread out. It's going to be a little bit sticky, and always use your bench scraper because it doesn't stick to it as well as it does your hands, so it just makes work easy. So we're just going to get it into a loaf size and get it into the pan to rise. So you're going to let this rise until it's about an inch from the top of the pan. You don't want it to go too far because then, it'll overflow. You can also leave the lid off and it'll be rounded on top. So I baked this for about 20 minutes, took the lid off, let it bake another 5 minutes, and then we're going to get it out of the oven. And the key to me for the soft bread is to butter all sides of the bread, even the end pieces. And I'm going to show you a slice. I know you're not supposed to cut the bread when it's hot, but let's be for real. There's really nothing better than fresh homemade buttered bread, fresh from the oven, and add a slather of butter. So we're not waiting here. We're gonna eat a piece, and it was so delicious. And the best thing is, it had no crazy ingredients and no hair, unless it dropped from my head, which I hope it doesn't. So this bread is soft and delicious, and after it cools, I will store it in either a Ziploc or a bread bag, and we will use it for toast, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, ham and cheese, whatever that you would use regular bread for. And it also, now it has no preservatives, so when it gets like a day or two, it'll be a little bit more dense. It's still good toasted, but I like to make some French toast with it too. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you on the next one. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you.